Hi and welcome everyone to another video on my channel. My name is Denis. Finally FPL released some prices. Firstly, hit that subscribe button and like button, but now let's get into it. Okay, so let's start with the biggest reveal for today. So finally, I just wanted to make a video with the prices from yesterday and 1 minute ago before hitting record on my camera. FPL just decided to release the prices for Erling Haaland and Mohamed Salah. So yeah, that's just amazing. So you can see actually my reaction to these prices because I didn't have any time to think about my opinion or something like that. So as you can see here, we have the prices finally, maybe for the two most important players in the recent years in FPL at least. Now, as you can see here, Erling Haaland is going to be 14 millions and Mohamed Salah 14.5. Now, please let me know down in the comments down below what's your opinion on this. It's the first time I'm seeing these prices. Overall, at the moment, right now, I think that the prices are just amazing. FPL done a great job. At the moment, you're going to see, we're going to talk also about the players from yesterday. We have 6 players in total. So at the moment, I think that the game is going to launch pretty soon. Maybe it's going to be today, but I would say that at the latest is going to be Wednesday. Now, Erling Haaland and Mohamed Salah are going to be really expensive. Now from the start, my initial reaction is going to be that it's going to be really tough for us to make drafts with both of them. So it's not going to be easy to include Haaland and Salah in your team because it's a lot of money. It's 28.5 millions for just 2 players. Now, obviously, these are really good players, maybe the best 2 players we're going to have this season. But at the moment, my reaction is, let's start with Mohamed Salah because I thought that his price is going to be something like 14 millions and 15 millions. Now 15 millions for Mohamed Salah would have been probably the perfect price, but I wasn't so confident that FPL are going to give it to him because it's a lot of money. But overall, Mohamed Salah last season had the best FPL season ever, so I think that it was deserved. He's still going to play for Liverpool for 2 years. He's on penalties, he's on some set pieces, he's getting in the box, his game is amazing, he's scoring goals, he's getting assists. So again, I think that he is maybe a little bit with 0.5 millions cheap because our decisions would have been a little bit harder to make if Mohamed Salah would have come at something like 15 millions. But at this price, I think that he's still going to be really popular. And if I was to pick between the two of them right now at the moment without thinking about anything else without the fixtures, I would say that I would definitely go for Mohamed Salah right now because he's a midfielder, because he plays in a Liverpool side who just won the Premier League and they got some really good players over the summer. So at the moment, I think that I would go for Mohamed Salah. Now let's talk a little bit about Erling Haaland because he was 15 millions last season and we saw what happened. He wasn't really worth the price at that time, but obviously he missed some games. He wasn't. It wasn't his best season so far. Last season, of course, but we know what he can do, and I think that they got his price right here. Obviously, it would have been impossible for FPL to put him, I think, any more higher, 14.5 millions, 15 millions, because we saw what happened last season. But still, I think that they got the price right. It's not too cheap for us to be able to have both of them easily without any complications. So I think that this pricing for Erling Haaland is decent because again, if he's going to score again like he was 2 seasons ago, it's going to be a really tough decision to see with which one of these players we're going to pick. Now again, I could almost guarantee you that at some point, at some stage in this season, we're going to have at least one of them. So it's not like you're just going to pick Mohamed Salah from game week 1, set and forget. You're just never going to get Haaland. I think that we're going to have moments when you're going to have Haaland in your team and when you're going to have Salah. For an example, when the African Cup of Nations is going to be available, Mohamed Salah is going to be out. That's going to be a really nice period maybe to have Erling Haaland, and with the new changes maybe I'm going to make also a video about that. Before the African Cup of Nations, everyone is going to get 5 free transfers. Yeah, I know I don't really like that rule, to be honest with you, but it is what it is, and that's just going to help us to get in a lot of players and yeah, get rid of Mohamed Salah and other players who are playing in the African Cup of Nations. So overall, I really like the pricing for these two. I think that it was a little bit sensible. It was not such an easy decision to get Mohamed Salah to 50 millions or something like that, but I think that they nailed the price for Haaland, because it's really not an easy decision at the moment. I'm just not sure if I want him at that price or not. So I think that the pricing so far was amazing. Now let's see some other price reveals. The next one is Alexander Isak from Newcastle. As you can see here, his price is going to be 10.5 millions. I think that again, overall, FPL really nailed the prices this year for one exception, and you're going to see that at the end of my video probably. Now Isak was 8.5 millions last year, and he was just amazing. He was the second best scoring player in FPL, I think, last season. He was amazing. He's on penalties. Newcastle are a really good offensive side, so everybody knows how good he is, and he made a mock of that price last year, to be honest with you. 8.5. Now maybe I would have liked him at something like 10 millions, but it's really fair for him to be 10.5 millions, because he's still one of the best, if not the best striker in FPL at the moment. He's playing for Newcastle, so for a good team. There are some rumors at the moment that from Saudi Arabia, from Liverpool, we know that, but it's looking like Liverpool are going to sign Ekitike. Now we don't know if they are going to go again for Alexander Isak or not, but at the moment he's going to stay at Newcastle, so let's see. As you can see here, the fixtures, as I talked in my other videos this summer, are not amazing to start the season with for Newcastle. Aston Villa away, Liverpool at home, but after that the fixtures are getting a little bit better. Leeds, Wolverhampton, Bournemouth away. So I think that personally I'm not going to start the season with Alexander Isak if he's going to stay at Newcastle, because we're going to have a lot of good forwards. João Pedro is looking like he's going to be also forward in FPL next season. Gyökeres maybe, Ekitike, Watkins. We have a lot of good forwards with better fixtures to start the season with. We know what Alexander Isak can do, and he's going to be a great FPL asset no matter what this season and at some point in our season. So I think that they nailed the prices. Let me know about your opinions in the comments down below, but let's move to the next one. Next on the list, we have a goalkeeper, Jordan Pickford. Now here it is an interesting one. Again, I'm just going to say that they nailed the prices. Now, I don't really like his price from my perspective, because I think that he's a little bit expensive, if I was to be honest with you at the moment. But Jordan Pickford was the top scoring goalkeeper in the last 2 seasons, and some goalkeepers like Ederson and Alisson were already there at 5.5 millions in the last season. So I think that it's fair. I think that it's deserved for him to be a little bit more higher. Now, is that going to make him a dead asset in the game next year? Now, I would say so at the moment. At least this is my decision now. I'm not saying that he's not going to be worth the money, because we don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, Everton could keep a lot of clean sheets next season and could be way better than they were last season. But the reality is that Everton were a side fighting for relegation last season. So I'm not saying that Pickford is not going to score good points, because probably he's going to get a lot of penalty saves, he's going to get a lot of saves, and also a lot of clean sheets probably against the weaker sides. But again, he's a goalkeeper playing for a team who was fighting in the relegation battle last season. Now again, the fixtures are amazing for Everton, don't get me wrong. In the start of the season, Leeds, Brighton, Wolverhampton are decent. Now after that, Aston Villa and Liverpool, it's not amazing. Usually, to be honest with you, I never, I think, started with a goalkeeper of 5.5 millions in my team. Now, if Pickford was I understand the pricing here, because if Pickford was 5 millions, probably he would have been really popular and in almost all the teams. Not, I don't need to say what would happen if he was 4.5 millions. That would be impossible, but still he would be in all the teams, and that would be a little bit boring. So I understand the pricing here and why they did that, and I really like that, because now it's going to be a really difficult decision for me to put him in my team, because that's a lot of money, and we need to see, obviously all these pricings are going to be relevant when we're going to see the prices for all the players, to try to judge a little bit. But if we're going to need a lot of money in midfield and attack, I just don't want to spend that money on Pickford at the moment. My opinion is that he's not going to be in my team, and I don't think that he's going to be really popular come game week 1. Now, as you can see here in the other picture, we have Tarkovsky. So if Pickford is going to be that expensive, we need to see if some defenders from Everton are going to be a little bit more cheaper, because with the new rule with defensive contributions, maybe someone like Tarkovsky obviously could be a much better pick than Pickford, and maybe he's going to be even cheaper than 5.5 million. So we really need to see all the prices. But let's move to the next one. Next up, we have Ryan Ait-Nouri from Manchester City, and he's going to come in at 6 millions. Now, as you may know, last season and in the recent years, we know Ryan Ait-Nouri, he's an amazing player, an amazing offensive player. We need to see how he's going to do at Manchester City, but at the moment there are signs that he's going to be a great option in FPL next season. Now, if you think that he's overpriced, that's totally fair. But again, with the departure of Trent Alexander-Arnold, I think that they needed to boost a little bit the defenders, because if not, everybody would just pick defenders from 4.5 millions to 5 millions and just buy really expensive players in midfield and in attack. So I think that that's why also they tried to boost it a little bit. Now, again, I think that 6 millions is a fair price of the potential of Ait-Nouri. So don't get me wrong, I don't think that at the moment, I think that it's sensible, because I'm not sure if I want him in my team at that money. It is a little bit expensive, but also I understand the reason. He's going to play for Manchester City, and usually, not necessarily last season, but usually Manchester City are a good defensive side, and they are not giving a lot of chances to the opposition. So obviously he's going to get chances to get a lot of clean sheets. We know his attacking potential. Now we need to see in Pep systems how that's going to work. If he's going to be that offensive, probably not like he was for Wolverhampton, but still he has some offensive potential. And also we need to see also the prices for the other players. Someone like Vardiol, who's going to play maybe as a center back now, and Ait-Nouri is going to play as a left back or left wing back. We need to see. But if Guardiola is going to be cheaper, then maybe he is going to be the best option from Manchester City from the start, at least. Now the fixtures, as you can see, are pretty good for Manchester City: Wolverhampton, Spurs, Brighton, Man United, Arsenal away. So not necessary for clean sheets, I would say, but the fixtures are decent for Manchester City. Ait-Nouri was a top defender in the last seasons of FPL, we know that. And yeah, I think that they nailed again the price. They are trying to make the decisions a little bit difficult for us, and that's what I really like, because I just don't want to buy the players everybody buys, if you know what I mean. So they are trying to break the template a little bit, and that's a good decision, I think. Now please let me know about your opinions in the comments down below. Will you own Ryan Ait-Nouri in game week 1? For all the prices, for all the reveals, I'd made the reaction. I think that the prices are fair. I think that FPL really nailed the prices. Overall, I think that it's fantastic. Now for the last player, I think that maybe there is potential for it to be a mistake. So let's see the last one. Okay, so the last player on my list is no one else than Florian Wirtz from Liverpool. He's going to come in at 8.5 millions. Now, to be honest with you, I was a little bit shocked yesterday because I just thought that he's going to be 9 millions at the minimum. Now I know that it's not a big difference, but again, 9 millions, 9.5, something like that. Now I understand also the pricing. I'm not saying that it's going to be too cheap. Now, at the moment, my initial thoughts are that this could be a mockery of a price for Florian Wirtz, but I totally understand the reasons. He's not going to be on penalties, so again, if you thought that he's going to be on penalties instead of Mohamed Salah, he's not. Now, maybe when Salah is not going to be playing for Liverpool, when he's going to be at the African Cup of Nations, but no. Now I'm really curious about Palmer's price, to be honest with you, because I can understand the reasoning here behind his pricing, because if Florian Wirtz would have been something like 9.5 millions and Palmer, let's say, is going to be 10 millions, that's a really easy decision. Just buy Palmer. He's going to be on penalties, he's on set pieces, on corners, and he's pretty much involved in every action for Chelsea. Now, we don't know that Florian Wirtz is not going to be involved in a lot of goals and assists from Liverpool, because probably he's going to be. He played as a number 10 yesterday in a secretly game for Liverpool against Stoke City. So again, I think that he has the potential to be a fantastic player in FPL, but obviously for Liverpool in the Premier League. The price is 8.5 millions. I understand the reasoning. He's coming from Bundesliga, so we know that he's going to need some time to adapt to the Premier League. We know what happened to Timo Werner, but again, I just think that you can't just compare the situation. If Timo Werner failed to adapt to the Premier League, it doesn't mean that Florian Wirtz is going to be the same. Now, again, we don't know what's going to happen. We need to see the preseason to make a better image of how he's going to play, how Liverpool are going to line up with him, because they have a lot of players. Now, I think that Florian Wirtz is going to play pretty much most of the minutes for Liverpool. I don't think that he's going to be on the bench too much. We need to see the prices from Cole Palmer, for Bruno Fernandes, for other players, for Mbeumo, Cunha. Now, I think that he could be a really nice option. And now with the pricing of Erling Haaland and Mohamed Salah, and with the perception, at least for me, that we're not going to be able to have both Salah and Haaland in our teams, that could open up a spot in our midfield for someone like Florian Wirtz. But again, if we look at the fixtures, they are tricky for Liverpool in the first 3 game weeks of the season at least. Now I think that Bournemouth, although it's not an easy fixture or something like that, it's at home, it's the first game of the season, I think that's okay. But Newcastle, Arsenal are tough fixtures, so I'm not saying that you should jump on him from game week 1. Probably it's better to just see what's going to happen in the first 3 game weeks of the season, and then if he's going to smash it, just buy him from game week 4 when they're going to play Burnley and Everton. So you can do that, obviously. Now again, if he's going to smash it in the preseason, he's going to be really tempting at that price. Don't get me wrong. So yeah, we need to see. Please let me know about your opinion in the comments down below. What do you think about the prices? Do you think that Florian Wirtz is too cheap or too expensive maybe? So yeah, please let me know. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, please consider leaving a like, hit that subscribe button, and I'm going to see you next time. Bye. Bag gura lor că mă întreabă oamenii de unde sunt le zic de va. Apoi îmi bag